every artist in the 20th century has usually one iconic work. My iconic work was a range of spheres in shape of spiral. The general idea of my artwork is like this. It's a pop art, figurative design, a purpose, and the purpose is to make an artwork, a sculpture, based on the theme, on the subject of furniture. My work is the future past dream. The visual sculpture side of my work is my major purpose, with unseen and unknown shapes, basically dreamy shapes or surrealistic shapes that are closer to art purpose than to function. And I would do this with the art idea that I would not use industrial design, that to say, no square geometry, no straight lines, no angles, only biological idea on shapes. I'm a worldly known specialist in polyurethane polymers, and I'm using not only the polyurethane to create my shapes, but I'm also using the aesthetical expression of the material by itself. That to say, some of the shapes I produced by the natural reaction of the material, which is a sort of out of track or out of the world of I tried to make shapes that you easily could find in comic strips on alien worlds and alien shapes. I tried to imagine shapes that had never been done or that even were impossible to do, and also shapes that would mislead imagination, that to say that would become pure sculpture and functional shapes in such a way that people looking at it might not immediately understand that the object that was proposed to look at as an artwork had also the possibility to be used functionally. So after having done one perfect work in my mind, I'm trying to redo a second one. And this is a little like throwing arrow with a bow into a middle of a target. To reach the middle of the target, you need to throw several arrows before one gets the target. I have been trying to produce simple shapes. This is a problem that is similar to imagining melodies in music with the 7 tones range that people are with the traditional harmony. The classical composer find out by experience what mathematician can prove. The number of melodies you can produce is limited. It is not an infinite number. It's a number you can calculate. And then you have to reduce the number with the melodies people like. This is the same problem with art design. The number of simple shapes is limited. After artists have imagined and created all these simple shapes, the range is over. So today, innovation of simple, surprising shapes in art and design has almost stopped. I am one of the last surviving artists who is doing this. After I die, I believe that will be the end of the trend. So the high pressure mold of 3 cubic meters would cost but 15 times the market price of this work. This work today on the market could be sold 15 to 20,000 euro.
Right.
To make the mold would be probably 400,000 euro,
Easy, yeah.
only to make the mold that could produce this. So I have a proprietary technology that not only can produce a polymer plastic object, strong, light, with sophisticated shapes,
Yep.
but I can produce it in a cheap way. So after a few dozen years, even copying my work will be forbidden. The work, if not burned, is not dangerous. It can even be made in such a way that it cannot take fire. But in a fire, the destruction of this work is toxical, like many plastics. Not only will be difficult after some time to find new, simple and good, attractive ideas, but even the material that has been used for art and design, plastic chairs and furnitures, will come to a time where their production will be forbidden, either because it is dangerous or simply because it is harmful for environment. We are, for instance, killing the fish of the sea with plastic.
Yep.
The plastic I help to produce is a very small part in the big ocean of plastic produced in the world.